It's a rough time to be a Tesla buyer right now. Owning the car is great, but trying to buy one is a grim affair. Wait times are out of control both for new orders and order holders. It's getting so bad that Tesla has started talking about shutting down and putting a hold on new orders until things cool down a bit. So, what's the deal with that? Well, it's complicated. There are a lot of things all happening at once, but I am reasonably sure this is not just some big scam and the company is not broke or broken. Electric cars in general are kinda in shambles right now. The supply and demand equation is way, way off balance. People say it's a good problem to have, but there's nothing good looking about this current situation. We've got a huge influx of demand to the EV market thanks to massive volatility in the oil market on the one hand, and on the other hand, we have a massive constraint on the supply of pretty much every major component necessary to build those EVs, stacked on top of a labor shortage, stacked on top of a shutdown in the Chinese manufacturing sector that props up this entire industry. So, let's talk about the state of electric car deliveries and try to figure out why these Teslas are taking so damn long to arrive. And is it a big deal? So, as far as I can tell, Tesla has not yet cut off ordering for any of their core products. They did cut off Cybertruck ordering in Europe and China recently, which honestly, I didn't even know you could order a Cybertruck in those markets to begin with. The vehicle is obviously designed with Americans in mind as the target audience, and we always knew they'd be built in Austin, Texas, which is a pretty terrible international exporting hub. Elon Musk said that it would probably take 3 years just to clear the backlog of existing Cybertruck pre-orders, so they're obviously not going to waste time loading these things into boats for the foreseeable future. Anyway, you can still order the core lineup of vehicles, but you are going to have to wait. Model 3 is not too bad. You can have either the rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive sometime between August and November. Performance variant can be as early as June though. But the Model Y is where things start to get rough. November 2022 to February 2023 delivery window. Yikes. But again, the performance variant can get to you by July. Model S isn't too bad. You can have a Plaid as early as June or August at the latest, but the regular dual motor version is also from November to February. Model X is the worst case scenario. For the dual motor version, it's going to be next January at the earliest, and as long as April 2023. Of course, if you want the Model X Plaid, also known as the best car in the world, in my opinion, then it's just an August to October window. So, the moral of the story is, if you want a car sooner, then shell out for the high-performance version of that car, which, in the case of the Model 3 and Model Y, might not be ideal because they have stiffer suspension with a lower ride height that can be much less convenient. I personally wouldn't want it. But in the case of the Model S and Model X with adaptive air suspension, just be brave and buy the Plaid. Pretty straightforward, right? Well, maybe not. The Model X is actually what got me thinking on this topic because I started seeing a bunch of tweets emerge today. This is May 19th, by the way, and folks who have been long-standing Model X order holders are getting notifications from Tesla that their wait time is actually going to increase from what they were last quoted to as far away as April 2023. So it starts to beg the question of just how reliable any of these delivery time quotas really are. We know that the launch of the new Model S and Model X was bumpy. First, Elon said that the production lines would just shut down for 2 months to retool and then be back up and running. Then he said we just have to wait an extra month for the S, then another month. Then the S finally launches, and we're told the X is coming soon. Then the X does not come soon. We kind of forget the X even exists, and then finally, about 1 year after the production line shut down, the Model X is rolling out again to customers. So we can put all that aside and just write it off as a rough start. But what's a little more concerning is these people on Twitter who seem to have ordered the car in 2021, had an updated delivery date to July 2022, and then just now had the delivery date updated again to as early as December and as late as April 2023. So, as much as a 2-year wait on the Model X. From the tweets, we can see that this applies to both wheel options and multiple paint colors, even the super expensive red paint. So, that's not great. I'm very happy not to be one of these people. It sounds like a big pain in the ass. But does this mean that Tesla is broken? If you enjoy listening to music, podcasts, or watching YouTube videos, you are in luck. Today's sponsor, Raycon, has awesome wireless earbuds backed by 48,000 5-star reviews. With 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life through the charging case, you'll always have enough battery life for music, podcasts, and YouTube videos, and best of all, they cost half the price of other brands. I love wearing my Raycon earbuds while doing anything active because I don't have to worry about them falling out. With multiple gel tip sizes, you'll find the perfect match for your ear and never have to worry about them falling out. We have worked with Raycon a lot. They're a fantastic brand and a great bang for your buck on price and quality. I love Raycons and I think you will too. If you click the link in my description box or go to buyraycon.com/TeslaSpace, you'll get 15% off your Raycon purchase. And now let's get back to the video. In isolation, it could certainly look like there is something wrong with Tesla. But when you zoom out and look at the entire EV industry, we can actually see just how well Tesla is performing. They are light years ahead of the competition in terms of productivity. For example, also in the news today is the Cadillac Lyriq. This just went on sale today here in Canada this morning, and by noon, they were sold out for the entire 2023 model year. So now, getting a Model Y in November doesn't look so bad by comparison. At least I can still order a Model Y. I'm trying to figure out how long the wait is for a Rivian, but even getting to the very end of the ordering process, right before checking out, they still won't give a delivery estimate on an R1S, though I did catch a tweet from Rivian CEO RJ Scaringe the other day. He wrote, "Ramping production is hard, but progress is rewarding. Appreciate the focus and commitment of our team and suppliers." Earlier this month, the startup EV maker confirmed their production forecast for this year at 25,000 vehicles, about 1/3 of those being Amazon delivery vans. In their information release, Rivian provided a telling look inside the production cycle for electric vehicles in 2022. Rivian detailed persistent problems in obtaining semiconductors and other parts. Since the end of March, the company said the shortages have forced it to stop production for longer periods than anticipated, resulting in approximately a quarter of the planned production time being lost due to supplier constraints. So far this year, they've made just over 5,000 trucks, vans, and SUVs. RJ told financial analysts, "We have done all this in one of the most challenging operating environments in decades." And it's a similar story over at Ford as they continue to work on ramping up the Mustang Mach-E. This electric SUV was recently named the American Automobile Association's Best Overall Car, which is the most bland award title I can imagine, but good for Ford. It is a really cool car. Last month, Ford had to shut down orders for the Mach-E as well, saying that they would be unable to keep up with demand and blaming the ongoing parts shortage for disrupting manufacturing and sales. Ford had to also shut down production for a period in February due to a lack of semiconductors. Ford intends to solve this problem by tripling its production capacity of the Mach-E going into 2023 with a production target of 200,000 units. In the first 4 months of 2022, Ford has been able to deliver over 10,500 Mach-E's in the United States alone. That's a 23% increase over the same time period in 2021. In addition, Ford began manufacturing the Mach-E in China in late 2021 to meet strong demand in the Asian market. Over at Hyundai and Kia, as of April, the Korean duo had 1 million cars on back order. the majority of them being plug-in hybrids and fully electric vehicles. Both companies offer some really nice electric cars with a good variety of options, but wait times for these cars is stretching from 13 to 18 months. In April, Kia stopped taking new orders for the EV6 and the Niro EV. In a statement, the company explained, quote, "The demand for recently launched products like Sorento PHEV and EV6 are growing not just in Canada, but in many markets around the world. This, coupled with industry-wide chip shortages, has affected production and availability. To be able to best manage customer expectations and honor delivery times, we have temporarily limited sales on these models." So those are examples of companies that are doing good work, even in the face of challenges beyond their control. But how does that compare to Tesla, who is working through the exact same global shortages and supply chain limitations? In just the first 3 months of 2022, Tesla delivered over 305,000 electric cars. This is a year-over-year increase of 68%. For perspective, over 14,000 of these were Model S and Model X deliveries. So Tesla can easily sell many more $100,000 plus of luxury cars than Ford can sell its mid-tier crossover SUV. The industry clearly has a long way to go to catch up. Also wanted to give a quick shout out to our amazing Discord community. Here is our question of the week, and this was our favorite answer. And here is the meme of the week winner. Join our Discord community to participate next week through the link in the description below. So yes, Tesla wait times are long, and in the worst case scenarios, they can be inconsistent, but Tesla is far from the worst company in terms of making customers wait. And even if Tesla does have to take the extreme step of limiting new customer orders on certain products for a certain amount of time, they would not be the first. In fact, most of their competition has already done exactly that. So it's not great, but it's also not a big deal. It's just the way things are right now. It doesn't help that companies like Hertz and Uber are currently falling over themselves to buy up whole fleets of Teslas and electric vehicles. If you're angry about waiting a few months for a Model 3, maybe blame Hertz for calling dibs on 100,000 of them. It's also hard to blame Tesla for not making enough cars as they continue to one-up themselves to a shocking degree. The fact that they are still growing more than 50% year over year is insane. Of course, we know that Q2 results will not be as glowing as Q1. Shutdown at Giga Shanghai has been an undeniable setback. At this point, it doesn't matter the company or the product or even the CEO. It's just a very difficult time right now to be manufacturing anything, let alone a very complex piece of technology like an electric car. It's just a cascading effect of circumstances that is going to keep the supply and demand equation off balance for a long time to come. Honestly, the day when you can just walk into a dealership lot or log onto a website and have a selection of electric cars available for immediate purchase is going to be years down the road. And that sucks, but that's just the way it is. Do you have a horror story about trying to navigate an electric vehicle purchase in the past few months? Let us know how it went in the comments section below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up today if you liked it. That is so important for getting our content out to more people. If you enjoy the content, then you'd probably also enjoy our weekly newsletter, so sign up with the link down below at theteslaspace.com. A huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters who are listed on the screen now. You help us make the best content we can, and we really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.